How do you set and actually achieve financial goals in your life? Find out next in this episode. What I love about this job that I do and why it's a calling is we get to help people understand money, and we get them to create goals in their life they actually achieve. I'm talking about actually achieve. And we've all had times in our life where we want to get self-improvement and we have these self-help books, but they end up being shelf-help because they end up sitting on shelves, these books, because sometimes they don't really help put actual things in place and give us the steps to achieve what you've learned. What we're going to do in this episode is help you set up goals, and I'm going to walk you through what we do with our clients in terms of setting goals and those steps you need to take. But before we get into the 5 steps of how to create goals you actually achieve, I want to give you a quick story about one of our clients who came into our office to talk about some serious debt issues that I could relate to, and totally opened up my heart in terms of what I had to go through, and Michelle, when we went through that process. And this client had a lot of debt, and we see a lot of clients with debt. And it's not good debt. Typically, this is consumer debt, it's destructive debt. It means 34 or even 40% of their money is flying out of their window paying these debts every month. How can you possibly set up a wealth building plan if all your money is going towards debt? Think about it. In the old days, our grandparents, great-grandparents had what's called the 10-10-10 theory, which means that 10% of their money was going into helping with vacations or broken washing machines, quick emergencies, and then the other 10% was going into midterm needs, such as the cars they wanted to purchase or the vacations they wanted to take. And then the other 10 was going into long-term planning or retirement planning. So can you imagine that 30% of their money was being used to save? The average debt ratio when you look at income is 34%. So if you didn't have these debts going out of your life, you really could save 30 or 34% of your money. Now, this client wanted a plan, an idea to help get rid of that debt, get rid of the stress out of their life, see some positive things going on. So we looked at the debt and we figured out a plan of how to tackle the right debt at the right time using a system that we've learned about through some mentors that really made sense to this client. We were able to help them create this goal to get rid of this debt in 5 years. We also were able to create a cash flow solution. So not only were they paying their debt, but we were also able to create a plan so they could still save too. And we're able to use that savings environment we talked about in the past episodes about using dividend paying whole life insurance as a powerful tool to save in, but also to be used to pay debt down like Michelle and I did during our debt years too. Another client came to our office too, and another goal that they had was to buy a Tesla. And this car is a beautiful car, and they wanted to create a goal to have this money available at this specific year, actually right down to the month. And we were able to create a plan so they have that money for that goal and to achieve that goal and having that amazing experience of buying that Tesla. So those are 2 quick stories about 2 clients that wanted to create a goal and how we're able to help them achieve that goal. So you may not have any goals, you may not even know how to set goals. I know for me personally, in my business, I like to set quarterly goals. For our clients and our financial solutions we put in place, there's basically 5 steps we take to create goals that you actually achieve. Number 1, you need to name the goal. So on a piece of paper, write down the goal. In this example, we'll say, buy a vehicle. It can be a specific car name, like I said earlier, the Tesla, so put the name in. Number 2, it's really simple steps. Number 2 is you want to put down how much money is required to achieve that goal. A tangible amount of money that you're going to need to accomplish that goal. So in this case, we'll say $100,000 as an example for this Tesla. Then you want to visualize when you're going to purchase that goal. So the next step, step 3, is to put down a date and even put down the month that you visualize this goal happening in your life. And we'll say that we're going to actually buy it in the spring of 2025 as an example. So put that down on the paper, the date, the month that you're going to accomplish that goal in the year. Step 4 to accomplishing goals is to actually put down on that sheet how you feel. And that's basically, boy, I'm going to feel excited, or I'm going to feel accomplished, or I'm going to feel relieved, I'm going to feel excited, it's going to feel wonderful, and it's going to be freeing. So put down a name of how you feel when you actually accomplish that goal. That's step 4. And then the final step, step 5, is assign a priority to it. So you can add what this priority will be in your life to know how important this particular goal is in terms of tackling it. So priority 1 is the lowest. So 1 to 10, 10 being highest. So in this example, the client had a very important goal to buy this vehicle, so that was a 8. But some goals may be a 3 or 4, not as important. Perhaps purchasing an investment property may be a 5. Or sending a child to university was a very high goal, that may be a 10. Or the client with the debt situations would be perhaps a 10 too. So those are the 5. Again, summary, number 1, name the goal. Number 2, how much money is required to accomplish this goal. 3, what is the date, year, even the month. 4, how does it feel? Put a feeling to that goal. And number 5, prioritize it. 1 being lowest, 10 being the highest. Now the next step is actually putting these 5 steps into action in your life. Best thing to do is click the link below, set up a 30-minute consult with me so I can help you create these steps, understand your goals and your values, and help you start actually achieving these goals so that you can achieve financial control for life.